Alright, so we are back. We are done with the talking portion of this video and on to the tutorial. So I had to install a trial version of Windows 10 to do this because I already had all these things installed and configured on my main machine, and to rip them all out and do it all again would be a colossal pain in the ass. So I'm doing it this way. I'm going to show you on Google Chrome and Firefox. I'm going to show you how to install Adblocker Plus and something else called Disconnect Me. And I'm going to show you the basic configuration, which anyone can do, and then I'm going to show you a couple of advanced configurations that you don't have to do, but they kind of add to the power of the ad blocking ability. Then I'm going to show you a really advanced tool only for really advanced users, because it basically breaks the internet at that point, and you really have to know what you're doing if you want to use that tool. But it also gives you the most granular control. So here we go. We'll start with Chrome. And when you start off with this, really the easiest way to do this without me pasting URLs or anything is just Google it. So we're going to Google Adblock Plus for Chrome. And there you go. You got your Chrome store. You click on that and we click Add to Chrome, Add Extension. And boom, we're done. You have this page. You can donate to them. I mean, it's a free plugin. If you like to do the donation thing, now's your chance. And that's it. We're done. We've got Adblock Plus installed. So that's the first ad blocker that I'm going to show you. And then I'm going to show you another one called disconnect.me. So it's disconnect.me. Boom, you go here. Now, they have a paid version. Honestly, the free version works so well, I've just never seen the need for the paid version. I'm sure the paid version is probably really good. I've just never had any need for it. So we're just going to go to the basic version here, and we're going to say Get Disconnect. Click that, you add extension, and you wait. And then here you go. They want donations. We're not going to do that. So we click out of that. We click out of this. We're going to close. We're going to reopen Chrome from scratch. And now you can see we've got two new icons up here, the Adblock Plus icon and the disconnect.me icon. And when you click on them, they'll tell you how many, we haven't blocked any ads yet, but they'll tell you how many ads you blocked. And then over here, it tells you what it's blocking. So let's go ahead and hit up some of our favorite websites and see the difference. First, let's go to everyone's favorite website, AOL.com. Now, this is going to be without any ad blocking whatsoever. We hit this, and boom, what do we see? Huge ad right here, huge ad right here, huge ad right here. I mean, it's almost like you got a pop-up here, you got a pop-up at the top. So we got 5 potential ads already. This is actually, it's an autoplay video. And that looks like an ad as well. And then as we go down, you're going to see just about every other news story is a clickbait. See this? Sponsored by Taboola. That's exactly what I was talking about. This is third-party content. This isn't AOL content. This is a sponsored paid ad. And when you click on it, you'll see that they're going to tell you all about how to click out of it, what's their privacy policy, how to report an ad or whatever. And there's all kinds of networks like this. There's Ad Choice. There's a whole bunch of other ones. I'm not even going to get into it. But you see what I'm getting at here. So here we go. Cheat sheet. Next advisor. Boom, boom, boom. Ad. So we're going to get out of this, and now we're going to open it with, and it won't even let you close out of it. It's just ridiculous. So now we're going to go into it. Now that we're running these 2 ad blockers, we're going to go back to AOL, and let's see the difference. So you can see that we still got this ridiculousness here, but you can see that this ad on top is gone. This autoplay video on the side is gone. This other really obnoxious ad that was on the side is gone. And as we scroll down, you can see there's far fewer ads on the page that really adds to the experience. All of those paid content that you were seeing here, some of it is still here, this lending tree. So some of this stuff is still here, but a vast majority of the pop-ups on this site are gone. And when look at this, 27 ads this thing just blocked. And that's just Adblocker Plus. Then you go to Disconnect Me, and you can see the time saved, 0.7 seconds. It's not a crazy amount, but different sites will give you different results with that. And, 3% less, it's 85K. So not crazy. But like I said, with the news sites, it's just like epidemic. We go to foxnews.com, click here, and then look at what we got. We blocked 2 ads with Adblock Plus. So we've already blocked 30 elements in the first minute of having this on our computer. And then you can see how much stuff that Disconnect Me is blocking. 8%, so 1.3 second faster load time with what it blocked, and 5%, 153K. So you can see, it just goes on and on and on. Every site you go to, you're going to see how much you benefit from having these ad blockers in place. So now I'm going to show you. So that was how you install them on Chrome. Now we're going to install them on Firefox. So we go to Firefox, and again, get out of here, not now. And again, we're going to start with Google, and we're going to say Adblock Plus for Firefox. Go to the Mozilla Store, the add-on. It's pretty much the same process. Add to Firefox, add, boom, we're done. Same screen, donate if that's what you like to do. Now let's go to Disconnect Me. And we go down, same exact thing. Go get basic, get disconnect, add to Firefox, add, okay. And are we done? Yes, we are. So we've got Adblock Plus and we've got disconnect.me over here. You can see the add-ons. It's exactly the same as Chrome. They function the exact same way. I'm not going to demo the sites again. You've seen it. You know what they do. So now I'm going to show you another site that's a little bit more advanced. It has advanced configurations for Adblock Plus. So this site is called filterlists.com. So you go to filterlists.com, and sometimes this site can take a little while to load. So here it is. And this site, this is, truth be told, this is now the 3rd time I'm filming this video. The first time, Camtasia screwed up on me. The second time, I didn't like the way it came out, so now I'm on my 3rd time. And so here we go. In 3 times of filming this video, I've gotten a completely different result every time I've come to this site. So it updates a lot. So you can see the anti-ad block killer. So actually, let me show you something, because I know this site does it, even though we were just there. So once you start running ad blockers, you're going to start to see... come on now, here we go. Ad blocker detectors. So here we go down the bottom. We've noticed you have an ad blocker enabled. Please whitelist us so we can continue to give you free content. They're going to guilt trip you into whitelisting them. You can whitelist your favorite sites that you want to support. That's fine. I made the case for it in my previous video about why or why not you might want to do that. So the whole point for me here is that we're trying to block ads, so I'm not whitelisting anybody. One thing we are going to do, I forgot to show you this. To get to the options in Adblocker Plus, you click on the icon here, you go to options. Now it does have this allow acceptable ads enabled by default. You can check that, you can uncheck that. Again, the whole point is to block ads here, so they obviously have some deals with what they considered acceptable content, and they still pump those into your browser. So we're going to get rid of those, and we're going to do it in Chrome too. So we go back to Chrome, Adblocker Plus, options, and uncheck the allow acceptable ads. Okay, so now we're done with that. And now we go back to filter lists. So now that I showed you that ad blocker detector, which you're going to start seeing a lot of around the web, you can see that we've got these anti-ad block things that you can add to your browser. And you can see a lot of them have country codes. It's Argentina, Bulgaria, China. Do not go installing every language pack for everyone. As you can see, you get 53 pages of this stuff. Do not install every language pack. But this one, we go to details. What do we got here? I don't know. I'm not going to install that one. There's another one that I know of that's a little bit more... Like here's one, English. Obviously, I'm in America, so that's the one I'm gonna hit subscribe, and you can see yes, use this filter list. Boom. Now what does it do? It adds it right here into more filters, and you could easily remove it right here by clicking remove. And there's another one I'm gonna take a look for here. It's usually on the third pages or so. Sorry, bear with me for a minute. Man, this changes so much. Well, okay, you can see. So I showed you how to install these. Here's another anti-ad block, so I'm going to just install this one too. And so you hit details, you hit subscribe, boom, use this filter list. Now you can see down here in more filters, these are the two filters that we just installed. Now, how do we get back to this screen from scratch? Let's say we're not in filters list. We're just going to open our browser. Let's open up Firefox, and we're going to say we want to examine those filters that we just added. So we click, we go to options, and they're right here, right in the general screen. Right here and right here. These are the two filters that we just added. If we find that they're breaking the web, you just hit remove and we get rid of them. So be careful. I wouldn't go installing 20 of these things at once, because you don't know if one of them has a problem. It could break some things, so you probably want to experiment, do them one at a time, all the rest of it. And yes, you have to do them individually for each browser. So now that we're done with Firefox, we're going to go to Chrome. And yes, you have to do the exact same thing. You go back to filterlists.com, wait for it to load. And there you go, you get your exact same thing. So go to anti-ad. I mean, this has 5 more pages than the other one did. So I don't know about how often they update this or whatever, but we're just going to find this anti-ad block details, details, and then hit subscribe. If you want to add it to your thing, you say yes, use this list. And now here it is down here. It's been added, and we're good to go there. So that's an advanced tool that you can use on your on Adblock Plus to give it a little bit more teeth. Maybe get rid of some of those ad blocker detectors that you see on some of these things. So that's that. So we've covered now Adblock Plus for Chrome and Firefox, and we've covered now disconnect.me for Chrome and Firefox, and we've covered filtered lists to add additional filters to Adblock Plus in Chrome and Firefox. We also covered getting rid of the acceptable ads, allowing acceptable ads. So we get rid of that. So we're 75% of the way there. There's one more tool I'm going to show you. Now, this is an advanced tool. Do not install this if you are a non-enthusiast user or someone that doesn't really understand how JavaScript works on the web. Installing this tool is going to break the internet for you, guaranteed. So I would install it, even if you are an advanced user and you're going to go ahead and go down this road. I would not install it on all your browsers. I would only install it on one that you really want to have control over, because it really is. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but it also just blocks everything. And so I like it from that perspective. So this one is called NoScript. So I'm going to install it in Firefox. So we're going to say NoScript for Firefox. And when they say NoScript, they mean it. So this is the thing right here. You click on this, and you say add to Firefox, and add, and say OK. Now, if you remember back to my talk on ad blockers, I talked about how JavaScript, when it loads, that's where you can load malicious code, and sometimes it's just the act of loading a banner ad on a page can cause your machine to download an infection and screw up your computer. So what this add-on does, this NoScript add-on, is it blocks all JavaScript on every website, and you have to manually whitelist each element on each site as you go around. So because I happen to know that my own website uses a fair amount of JavaScript to do things, I'm going to use that as an example. So I'm going to show you how my website loads on a browser without NoScript. Boom. Now, here we go. You're going to see these windows come from the left and right. This is all done with JavaScript. Okay, even this picture in the background, for some reason, loads with JavaScript. And all these elements, not these, but as we go down, basically JavaScript is anything that makes a website do something, take some kind of an action. So see how that picture faded in? That's done with JavaScript. See how these are popping up? That's all done with JavaScript. This Facebook like thing is done with JavaScript. So is this privacy policy. It's all embedded. So I'm going to show you what happens now when we go back to that same website with NoScript enabled, and you're going to see how broken it is. Boom. Now you're going to see no picture loads in the background. No text comes loading side to side. This stuff does load because it doesn't use JavaScript to load. So some of the content loads. You can see this stuff loaded, but it didn't have that little fade in effect, which is done with JavaScript. And then you can see that none of these blog posts loaded. That was all done with JavaScript. The Facebook thing is missing. The button for the privacy policy is missing. This is not the privacy. Oh, it is the privacy policy, but there's still a button for it. I'm gonna have to fix that. Anyway, well, we're not perfect. So we have that, and ooh, you can see my email's protected. That's something I never noticed before too. So anyway, so that's how NoScript works. But I'm telling you, I mean, you can pick any website. So let me show you how to fix it. So you can see that we've blocked these 3 elements up here, and when I click on it, these are the 3 elements. So there's Google Tag Manager, which almost every website runs. That's your analytics. So I measure, for example, on my website, I measure what pages people go to, how long do they spend on those pages, how much do they scroll through those pages, do they download any PDFs, do they watch any YouTube videos. I measure all those events so I can measure the performance of my website and find out what content's working and what content isn't. And most websites at least measure that, and if not, measure a lot more stuff than that. So that's what Google Tag Manager is. And when you're blocking it, they're not getting that data from you. And that can be a good thing or a bad thing. If you want your website that you're visiting to know kind of how you're using the website, then by all means, whenever you see Google Tag Manager, hit the trust button and enable it. You can see just the base website right here, and let's scroll up to the top so you can see what happens when we trust that. Boom, we hit that. And then you have opt-in monster. That's my lead capture mechanism. I'll unblock it. That's not gonna make any difference. But anyway, so now as soon as I click off of this window, it'll reload the page automatically. And you can see everything will start working again the way it was supposed to. So now we scroll down and you can see all these things. You can see that faded in again, and you can see all these things popping in. You can see the email came back. The Facebook is still not here. Now that we unblocked those elements, now there's some other elements that need to be unblocked, Google Analytics, Facebook, Twitter, there's the privacy policy thing, all that stuff. So you may have to go back and individually, this is what I meant about granular control over what you load and what you don't load. For the most part, I actually do run NoScript, and I barely load anything on the websites that I visit because it really makes them fast. But like I said, as you can see, it really breaks a lot of things. So for example, let's go to chase.com. This is a bank. You go here and you can't even look at anything. You can't log in. You can't see any of the elements. That you can't do anything without JavaScript on. So this is just an example of how much of this stuff is being loaded on every website, how much websites rely on this. So you click and you say, okay, go ahead and trust chase.com. That's the trusted. So that's temporary trust, full-blown trust, untrusted, and a custom. Honestly, I haven't even tooled around with it enough to know how to custom configure these things. But anyway, I just hit trust or no trust. So we hit trust. You can see that's the default is not trusted. If you're going to default trust everything, there's not much point in even running this plugin. So anyway, we hit trusted, and now you're going to see the magic happen. Click off, and bada bing. Look at everything is back to normal, and there now you can log in to your bank account and do all that fun stuff. So as you can see, NoScript is serious business when it comes to blocking elements of websites. It will definitely block a lot of the tracking stuff, the site-to-site tracking and the marketing tracking and the analytics tracking, but it'll also block all of the elements that you need just to make a website work. So if you're comfortable enough to individually enable those things as you go through, then go ahead and install NoScript. Hey, you can always install it and you can always rip it off if you find it to be too annoying, or you can just put it in one browser when you really want to control what's going on. That's what I do. I run it in Firefox. I run all my hard security in Firefox because it's so customizable. I barely use the other browsers. I use Chrome to an extent, but I don't put NoScript in it because sometimes I just want to be able to browse the web. So anyway, that is basically in a nutshell how these different ad blockers work, how to install them, how to configure them. If you have any questions, obviously let me know in the comments. If you take umbrage to some of the things that I mention here, but let me know about it, and let me know what videos you want to see next, what kinds of subjects you might want to see covered. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll have more videos coming soon. Thanks.